this video we are playing Find the Dragon's Morphs. Thank you so much for choosing my video. If you do find it helpful, if you can leave it a like, drop me a comment and of course hit that subscribe button to help support my channel. So starting off in the kind of lobby spawn area. So there are daily reward dragons, so you will need to come back over a course of a series of days in order to collect your remaining dragons. I'm not going to be able to collect those ones, but obviously rejoin and you'll be able to complete your index. So I have actually previously made a video on this exact game, but what they have done is they have redesigned the map and also included some new areas. So this is the latest version of the game. So this game we just go around and collect the eggs. So this is a new area that wasn't in the map before. It is a nice little addition. Unfortunately, with this game, it's not a badge game, so you get the dragons whilst you're in the game, but you don't take anything away apart from the fun and the experience. Now that I've sort of had some time away, I've played different games. I'm not too keen on sort of the common dragons, so the ones that I'm finding now. The legendary ones are probably the better ones. I don't know whether it would have actually been better to have used the sort of one dragon template, but then did these kind of auras and the themes on that same dragon, but a better dragon. Because the auras are lovely, you know, I love the theme and the auras to them, just don't like the dragon that they're on. And what I have noticed as well is that some of the dragon auras that I had in my previous video are now no longer in the index. I can't find them in this new one. So the one that I'm sort of thinking, there was one with clocks, and then there was like a night one with loads of swords around it. That doesn't seem to be in here because that whole area has been removed. I do hope they put them back in. So this is a bit of a better dragon. It's sort of like a nice step up from that common one. It's still quite basic though, but it is a lot better. But sort of basic as the underlying dragon is, the auras do make it. And again, like, because you wear them automatically, it means you can kind of flex your kind of mythic and legendary ones. So this one is massive. I really do like the aeroplane, and it's not like they've just gone, oh yeah, let's stick some wings on. Look at the kind of jet stream coming out the back as well. It's that little attention to detail to these auras that I like. I have got to go in this area here, so I'm not sure how I'm going to fit with these massive wings on now. It does make it slightly more awkward to obby when you kind of this massive and you've got all these bits going on with your avatar. I'm totally going to blame that rather than me being a complete noob. I'm not sure why you need the second trampoline, unless I've missed something. So this game, they're not overly difficult, you know, they're eggs, they're kind of obvious, especially if you have that zoomed out view. So this is going to appeal to kind of younger players of Roblox, people who like dragons, people who like that kind of find the auras games. Obviously you are collecting these kind of styled dragons, but for me it has been a nice pass the time game. Again, like, I love the movement with the aura. They really do make up for the actual base character. That's probably one of my favourite ones. And then you go back to that meh. I'm almost gutted to lose the other one now. I will showcase all of them. But yeah, I hate that dragon. Hate that basic one. I don't know if it's done on purpose actually to make you be like, wow, look at my legendary, when you've literally let go of a really basic common one like that. On to the next area now, and this is the kind of castle area. So I don't know if this is the castle area version 2.0 from the last castle area. I do think it's better, a lot better. But I want the night one and the clock one back, because I really did like the look of those dragons. Like down here, lovely place to put eggs, but there's nothing. It's a lovely area to put one behind the kind of ladder there. I do feel this section has been slightly underutilised. If you look at the castle, I've been in here now and haven't found one. I've just seen one over there and there's one on the roof, and then that's it. I love how almost you sort of glide like you'd think a dragon would. Again, talisman and the devil one are very similar. But do you see when I say it's very bare, very underutilised? We will carry on to the next area now, and this is the volcano. I'm not sure if you can rebirth. I don't think you can. Again, that might be something to add on. I'm having to use my old account because obviously I already did some of these dragons, so I still wanted to showcase them off in case there was any new ones. See, when I think dragon, I think that. Why couldn't you have dressed up that with the body and then had the auras? That would have made these dragons phenomenal. I would have loved them. Again, lovely hidden one down the back. I mean, the maps are pretty basic. They're pretty blocky. Very simple, but it's fine. We're here for the dragons, aren't we? Getting a glimpse of snow area. Again, that area feels a bit hodgepodge to me, but we'll get there in a moment. I mean, it's fine if the map wants to be blocky, but really kind of take your inspiration from sort of Minecraft, so it feels better and a bit more put together. And we have found a legendary, and this is Hellfire. I'm not sure why the legendary ones are all kind of skeletal and skeletons. Like, I don't know. The only thing about some of the bigger auras, it gets very difficult to see when you're a bit closer and zoomed in. And then we're back to nah, one again. So we've got a nice drop down, and this is poison. You can actually go through all these other little areas, but there's no further eggs, which seems a bit of a shame because I don't think many people would wander around as I am. So again, you could put eggs down here. So I found this one at the end. I'm not using the best dragon really because invisible appears and disappears. Again, it's a lovely bit of script into the aura. But this is back where we found sort of hellfire. And then we're going out to the balcony where we found steel. This is a really well hidden one. They definitely need to use the map more like they've done here. This was such a great challenging one. Dropping down, and look what we have in here. And that is Earthshaker. So definitely use the map more like you've done so there. That challenge element was great. But of course you do have this massive aura around this dragon, making it very hard to see. On to the next area now, and this is the desert. Again, like, you've got lovely little places that you can start to put some eggs. And we have oasis. The random trampoline doesn't go anywhere, so you don't need to bother with that one. You can use it to get onto the pyramid if you so wish. You do go quite high with it. I definitely think this has been revamped. I don't remember like the Sphinx or the pyramid. So I definitely think this is either brand new or revamped. It's been so long since I've played this game. And what's crazy is I've just seen how many people like viewing my video on this game. So I thought I would come and see if there was an update, and there is. This was lovely. So this is sort of like hidden behind a veiled entrance in this area. And that is samurai dragon. And again, love this aura. I love the swords around this one and the movement, so you can see it's like and they all like move around and chop. How they've scripted those is great. The knight one was very similar to that, but I think they were in a circle that went round and they were like, you know, like long swords. And then back to meh. I would probably say the middle dragon. If you were going to use one for the index out of the three, it's probably the most realistic to a dragon. I would love the one on top of the waterfall and the volcano though. So that's river. I'll come back and do that as a section of its own. Although I can see an egg on the pyramid. Oh, I missed that one on the Sphinx. There's not an egg at the very top. That's disappointing. Usually there's always something at the tippy top. Oh, but this area, it does say under development, so I would be interested to see what they're going to do. Oh, there's an egg. Okay, so we do have the conveyor belts, but when you jump, because you sort of jump and float and glide, they don't make it overly difficult. So I know to jump now. There we go. We have cactus. Again, makes that so much easier. But we have taco dragon. I love how the sort of wings are sort of like the lettuce. Something they could have done is maybe a veiled entrance to make that a little bit harder, so you had to try and time it to get in there and obviously find it. And that is coconut. If you do play this game regularly, and obviously the updates happen, I do sometimes miss updates with the number of games that I play. Please do drop me a comment and I will come back and showcase the new dragons. And obviously show you where to find them. Where I sort of almost desperately want to sprint. Of course, I think that's going to be a coil or something you got to buy. Oh, we have another sneaky pyramid entrance here. Love that. Don't love the fact it comes into a maze. I can't escape them. It's like every single find the game. It doesn't matter how small or big the maze is. It has to have a maze, doesn't it? because it's slightly misty in here, it's sort of like, is that a dead end? Is it not? Oh, I'm going to have to go and check it out. But we have found Pharaoh. I'm surprised that Pharaoh wasn't sort of tucked around the back being legendary. It was just sort of plonked in the front. I think they could have maybe hidden that one a little bit better. And then good job I checked, because we have another egg in here. And this is cowboy. I kind of like the ones with accessories. I think they need to do some more like that. But obviously there isn't much of an aura to this one. It's just sort of the outfit. You could have had like a lasso or something going for that one. And then we just need to get the one on the side of the pyramid we spotted. And that finishes off the desert. We are now moving round to snow. I don't know, this place just feels mishmash to me. But this one, oh my god. Veiled entrance through the wall and hello Blizzard Emperor. That one took me so long to find. Too right, that one is mythic. But again, put some more in like that. That challenge element is really nice. Although I was very frustrated. I can go around the map now and flex this for 5 seconds until I get my next dragon. So just going down the wall from where we found Blizzard Emperor. Do you get why I kind of say that the map is a little bit mishmash? We've got kind of a nice cabins, Christmas trees and stuff like that. It's the blue and the purple. I know they've got snow on them, but they don't go together. Like, I think if you would have stuck with white kind of rock, it may have mixed in with the kind of snow cabin feeling we've got going. Again, there's loads of little hidey holes in this kind of obby that they've not utilised. It does seem very sparse of eggs. What you do have in these areas is the hot air balloon. So what you could have actually done is an invisible obby over to one of them and had the egg sat on one of the seats. But they haven't used them. Like, why put them in and not use them? I saw it and I was like, oh, put an egg in there. But I mean, to be fair, now that I played Find the Miku and you could shoot the hot air balloons down and then go and get a character from one of the smash baskets, I think hot air balloons are going to be ruined for me forever. I will want things like that in every game. Again, tell me if I'm wrong, but like, again, you've got like the gingerbread houses on a platform of their own that doesn't really feel like they're blended with the rest of snow. I do think this area needs a little bit of a revamp to make it a bit more cohesive and kind of in the same theme, same styling. And the also thing as well, you've got a lovely little hidey hole in here they haven't used. But has anyone actually tried to go inside of the gingerbread house? That's right, you can go inside of those houses, so they could have really hidden quite a mythical legendary one inside of one of those. You can't also go in the castle. Again, that's like another theme. I mean, you could potentially do Christmas as a separate area. The castle does mix with the blue mountains a bit better, but maybe stand it all on that blue. I don't know. This feels very disjointed. And I'm disappointed as well because I can't go inside of the castle. And there's also another mythic location because you can go inside of the columns. So see these columns of the castle, you can actually go inside them. This is where I thought Blizzard Emperor may be, but it's such a great hiding place for a mythic. So if one goes in there, I am going to claim credit because I said it right now in this video. You can actually get inside of that area as well, that room of the tower. So again, there's another area that you could put one in. I think it's because I was so willfully trying to find Blizzard Emperor that I actually bothered to look in those places, but I'm not sure if many people would. So the last one here we are looking for is pizza. And that's one of those words now, I've played Roblox, I always want to go pizza, because you know when you throw them. And like with this game, there isn't any indication in the index where said eggs are going to be. You only know the number of sort of which ones you're after. In some respects though, that does make it a bit more challenge, especially for someone like me, a seasoned scavenger hunter. But there we go, inside of the obby, great placement for pizza. I love the one just like slopped on their head. If only they would have put slices of pepperoni on the wings. Moving around now to the next area, and this is the river. Again, this map is better, so I am actually getting the river vibe. I like the farms either side. Happy dragon, why haven't you got like the happy emoji and based it off that? Nice hidden one in the field there, but again they're quite obvious, these eggs. I do like the river where you've got the wildlife kind of suspended in what would have been water. It does give it a really nice look from sort of this perspective. Maybe nice to have a few more flowers on that one. I can see there's petals, but there's nothing else that really indicates that's a flower. See, why didn't you have a veiled entrance through the water? That would have been a great place. Hiding it in the seaweed itself. But no, they've plonked one straight out in the open. I do love the fish. I think this area would have been a lot more basic and not as impressive had it not had these animals in here and the fish. We have fisher dragon. Oh, I love that. I love the fish dangles around. Oh, that is my ultimate favourite dragon. Oh, my partner would love that because he is a fisherman. That would be his, I think, because he does have a fishing YouTube channel. Oh, that is amazing. Shame you can't cast it out. It's just kind of like dangling around. But yeah, that's don't hit me with your fish. Yes, that's totally my favourite dragon. That's such a shame you can't go around and smack other players with that fish. That'd be so much fun. Fish slap. Whoop. Yeah. I don't want to lose this one, but I know I'm going to. I can see the next egg. Oh. I bet it'd be a horrible common one as well. Whoop. I'm just watching that fish fly around. Oh, but the fun's got to stop and we have waterfall. Those dragons up there are way, way better. But I do like the placement of this one tucked behind the waterfall. Randomly chicken. Okay, that's probably one of the better common ones. It's actually a chicken head on a dragon's body. But I suppose they've done that quite well. It does open up the potential to do other animals in a similar style. And again, apart from those couple, there's not really much up here. You could have had a nice drop down into the water that was kind of like a veiled entrance. Oh, you know what they should have done for chicken as well? You laid random eggs when you walked around. I would have so much fun creating an index. Probably too much fun. I'd want to be releasing something every week because of the funny character that I thought of. That black one's giving me sort of Ender Dragon vibes. That's something I'm surprised they haven't done. So if you think dragons do feature in some storybooks, some films, they haven't brought that in. You know, so you haven't got kind of Pete's Dragon, Toothless, you know, you've got How to Train Your Dragon, all of those. You got the dragon from Mulan. So into the next area, we're already there, but this is this modern art 3D area. I can't remember what they call it exactly in the index. Why is Forest Dragon here? I would expect that to be nearer to spawn. Again, popcorn. I don't know whether this was sort of maybe like an easy map build, because it's essentially just shapes that they've shoved all together and then called it sort of modern art. I mean, that is technically modern art, isn't it? But I don't know if they could have had a bit more fun with sort of an art area and actually had like sculptures and Picasso and brought in some different styles. You know, pointillism with dots that you could obby up to, and then you kind of build a picture as you look at it the further away you are. Obviously this would definitely be the easiest map build. We've got kind of like the Roblox signs at the top. You can actually get to on the top, so it might be one to actually put on the top if they're going to put any more into this area. See, if you come out, you can get up there. Maybe a location for a legendary. Get a nice aerial view of the map though from up here. I do love that glide. It does sort of feel like you fly in. I hate the thin obbies, I'm no good at them. But we are getting through it. Luckily there's not too many of them. And that is sapphire, so we've got a bit of a gemstone theme going with sapphire and emerald. And then the legendary, this is where we picked up the invisible dragon. So this one actually disappears and reappears, so I love that. So as I said, the ones that I haven't got yet are the daily visits, so just come back and keep getting them. But there we have it. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video.